on record. Acha, Irfan, right? See, like you guys keep a track. You guys keep a track of what chapter, like what classes we are doing, the dates, and make sure that the videos are being uploaded. If required, please ask 2 3 times. Don't feel bad. I am also like now I have stopped feeling bad about this. The situation is such that it is taking some time. All right. I don't want to talk more about that, but keep a record that today we did a class, because if you will ask for any class that this is the date and this class is missing, so I can find it and upload it. Fine. So with the date, it is easy for us to find. So you just keep a record that today we did a class today, like the dates. Just write the date and see the videos that you have the videos of the same date or not. Okay. Now, see, last class we did the variances, right? Mix and yield variance. F5, 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 F5. This is the new batch. No, you guys are here, right? Yeah, this is what we did, Ras. Mix yield. Okay. This is what we did at the end, the mix and the yield and all that stuff. Fine. Now, on the same on the same lines, before I move forward, I need to do one more discussion. Okay. So today we are going to do basically performance appraisal.
Okay.
We'll be doing performance appraisal. But before that, in the name of recap, fine. See, we did material mix and yield. We did labor mix and yield. Or I think we didn't do labor mix and yield, but it is the same. All right. But in sales, we have two things: sales price variance, okay, and
Mhm.
sales volume variance, either profit or contribution variance. Now this can further be divided into two parts, which is sales mix variance or sales yield variance. Fine. So here the again, since we are not using formula, if we are using formula, then I don't need to discuss this, you will be able to do it, right? But we were not doing formula, right? We were doing it with the help of the definition itself. Okay. So if you remember, material mix variance, what was the definition? That what is the change in profit because of changing the mix, right? Remember? Similarly, here what was the language? Material yield, right? I told you the example of that sugar and tea, correct? That was the
Yes.
yield variance. How will you interpret that here in sales? Sales yield variance. Now what will you say?
Mhm.
So there is little bit friction in the understanding of it. That's why I want to deal with this one, and then we'll move forward in the next stuff. Fine. So planning and operational 349. Here I will have 359. Planning and operational variances. So see, these are the things that we did. Variances and the learning curve. I'll talk about that later.
So we only did material mix, right? Variance.
Yeah.
Last class.
One second. Planning and operational. Okay, yeah, we were doing the variance analysis. Planning and operational we haven't discussed yet.
No, no.
This is why I was like, how is
We
this
did
not
till
matching up?
material mix variances.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we
fine, fine. I
you
get it. I
introduced
get it.
mixed and yield.
I get it. There is one more thing which we need to discuss. I skipped that completely. Fine.
Yeah,
Like,
we
in my
very
mind, I was like, we are done with the whole thing. So that makes me realize that this heading cannot be performance appraisal today. Okay. This will be planning and operational variances.
Planning.
Okay, the heading will be planning and operational variance. Irfan, what are you doing on Saturday morning? You have
Saturday,
office or off?
Saturday morning.
Yeah,
This coming Saturday.
yeah, we need
Oh
to
yeah.
keep a class on 10:30.
Okay, no problems.
No problem, right?
10:30, right?
Yeah,
No, Saturday. Okay, Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. Okay.
okay,
Sunday I have 7.
fine. Now,
Yeah. Okay.
fine. So planning and operational is what we will do. First, let's finish this one. Okay. Now I'll be little bit fast with this. I'll try to be little bit fast with this. Investigating variances. So material mix, I think this is what we did. Material usage and mix, we did this one. And interrelation between mix and yield. Arey yaar, this is really bad. 333. Okay. Losses, mix and yield. Material PQ. Okay. Fine. I think in this also they haven't given us anything about labor mix. Fine. So it's the same thing. You don't have to use anything else there. Fine. So don't worry. Now what do we have here is sales mix and quantity variance. This is what I want to discuss. Fine. And the best way of doing any kind of discussion is with the help of the question. Right. So see here we have got a question which
Number.
says Just Desert is a company. Okay, making and selling two products, chocolate crunch and strawberry sundae. Fine. The budgeted sales and profit so are as follows. So this is the budgeted maths. Okay, then they are giving you these two things. Actual sales were 280 of the chocolate crunch, like 280 of cc and 630 of strawberry. The company management is able to control the relative sales of each product through allocation of sales effort. Calculate the sales volume variance. Fine. So first of all, we are dealing in profit, right? So we are in absorption costing system. Okay. Generally, most of the time you will be in that system only, absorption costing. Now, sales volume variance. First, I want to write the formula because see now our question is actually dealing with only this part. Correct?
Yeah.
I think here they have mentioned somewhere that the prices were same. Able to control the sales of through the sales advertising and sales promotion. Okay, not mentioned. Though the prices were same, so that's why there is no discussion about the price here. Okay. Now, sales volume variance. Sales volume, obviously profit, volume profit variance. What was the formula? Standard quantity minus actual quantity into standard profit margin. Remember? Okay. So for CC, what was the standard quantity? For CC, standard quantity 400, right?
Yeah.
So 400 minus actual quantity 280. Okay. So obviously adverse, right? And then standard profit margin, profit is this. So this by this $2 was the profit. Sorry, 5 was the profit per unit, standard profit margin. So what do you get? 600. You get 600, right? 120 into 5.
Yes.
Okay. Then next again standard quantity of SS. So SS 300 was the standard quantity. We wanted to sell 300. We have actually sold 630. Fine. So 330 more. Favorable, right? Favorable. And 3 is the price. So what do we get? 330 into 3, 990 favorable. Right? So altogether 390 favorable is what we are getting as sale volume profit variance. Are we fine with that? Hello.
Yes.
Fine. So the next one is mix variance. Fine. Sales mix variance. So sales mix variance. If you remember the formula for mix, actual quantity in standard mix minus actual quantity in actual mix. Actually, this is actual quantity only, but I write it to complete the poetry. I feel comfortable that way. Multiplied by standard profit margin. Correct? Because this is coming out of the standard volume profit only, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this now again for CC, actual quantity in standard mix. So actual quantity is what, 280 and 630. How much is that? 8 and 910, right? 910. Fine. So actual quantity, that means 910 in standard quantity, fine, standard mix, and actual quantity 910 in actual mix. So actual mix is 280 by 630. So obviously, like, this gets cancelled off and you will get 280 only. That was the mix. Okay. Here, what do you get? Standard mix. So standard mix was what? 4 is to 3, right? That was the standard mix. 4 is to 3. So here it should be 400 by 700, right? And sorry, this will be 910. So this cancels off and you will get 280, right? Remember, I told you that actual quantity in actual mix means actual quantity only. Fine. Multiplied by 5. Okay. So first of all, do this maths and tell me what do you get? 400 by 700 into 910. How much do you get for this? Satyak is 13 into 4. 13 into 4 is what? 52. Are we getting 52 here? 520?
Just a minute, sir.
How much? Hello.
Sir,
Yeah.
doing. Just a minute.
Acha, still doing fine. I thought you got something.
Yes, 520.
So basically 520 minus 280 into 5.
240 into 5.
Yeah.
1200.
1200, and obviously 1000, you said 1200, right? So
Yes.
1200 adverse, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Same thing
Yes.
with SS. That is again actual quantity is 910 into standard mix is 300 by 700. Fine. Minus the actual quantity will be 630. I don't want to do the whole maths again. Fine. So how much do you get for this whole maths? Multiplied by 3. How much do you get? 390.
300 by 700.
Are you getting 390?
Just a minute, sir.
Allah. I need to learn some more yoga for patience.
Yes, 399. That will be 390.
So 390 minus 630.
Yes. Minus 240.
Minus 240. Acha, minus 240. Yes, yes. And minus 3. Multiply by 3.
Minus 720.
Minus 720. That will be favorable here, right?
Yes.
Okay. So total, what do we get? I think this was easy because, like, the formula, you don't have to like change anything. You just use the same formula, right? So anyways, what do we get here? How much adverse?
480.
480 adverse. So see, from here also we can get the answer. We want 390 favorable here. This is 480 adverse. So obviously this has to be how much? Add these two numbers. 7 870, right? 870 favorable. Correct?
Great,
Material
sir.
yield variance will be 870 favorable. And now here for material, sorry, sales yield variance, sales yield variance.
Sir, 870, it's right, is it right?
I think it should be right. Here you
So
want
you
390
added the
favor.
number?
Yeah, why?
It should be
What? I
minus,
mean,
right?
what? Tell me.
390, 390 is volume variance?
Yeah.
Sales? Okay. So you
Okay.
added.
See, if I want 200 positive here, and you are saying that you have got 100 negative. So if you add, this
Okay,
has to
okay.
be 300 positive, then only it will work, right?
Okay, okay. Okay.
Okay. So sales yield variance will be what? Sales yield variance. So if you just copy paste the whole thing, because if you remember, we don't need to do sales variance like this, CC and SS. We can do the entire math at once.
Hmm.
Remember? So
Yes.
for that, the formula will be copied directly from here. Okay? Standard quantity minus actual quantity. Fine. Multiplied by standard profit margin. Okay? But here actually we have got some issues. Okay,
Standard
because
quantity and
yeah,
standard mix.
because this is sales. When we were using material yield variance, we were doing standard quantity minus actual quantity multiplied by standard price. And what was this standard quantity? This is the standard quantity of output, right?
Mhm.
Fine. So if you are using a certain amount of like raw material, the output should remain same, correct? But
Yes.
here, standard quantity, this CC and SS both are output only.
Mhm.
Do you understand? See here, if you have three raw material 1, raw material 2, raw material 3, doesn't matter because all of this will come together and make one finished goods. And we are talking about this finished goods, correct?
Yes.
But in this case, this is also a finished good, this is also a finished good,
Sir,
correct?
in material invariant, we used to write standard quantity in standard mix and then actual quantity in standard mix.
In standard mix. Okay,
This
okay, wait. Material usage. Okay, this one.
yield variance.
Yeah, I'm looking for the yield variance only. See, I am talking about this one.
Ah,
You
okay, okay,
see,
okay, okay.
and if you
All
will,
together.
if you listen properly, in the beginning I said, while we were doing this, I showed you in the question also that we need to do this calculation only,
Yeah,
one
yeah,
time
yeah, yeah.
calculation. This
I get it.
calculation, they have in the question, they have mentioned that this calculation has got no logic. But once upon a time in ACCA, it was asked. So that is why we are showing you how to do this. Remember?
Yes, yes.
And that is why I showed you this one. See, yield. Standard quantity in standard mix, actual quantity in actual mix. Otherwise, we can find the same 1200 adverse that you are getting here. We can find this from here. See, one line
Mm,
calculation, one time.
yes,
Okay. Is that fine?
yes, yes.
Because there is a big or here, right? You can use this way or that way. You will come to the same conclusion. Okay.
Okay.
So now let's go back. No, not here. This one. Yes, here it was. Okay. So now we are in a problem that how to get this solved. Correct. So what we can do is we can take the total of these two as the standard quantity. Fine. And then the total of these two, or we can do one. I mean, okay, I'm getting myself a little bit confused now how to make this simple for you guys. All right, so here since we are talking about the standard, I mean sales yield variance, it will be better for us here to use for different things, for calculating for the CC and SS separately. Fine. Generally it's not recommended for other methods, right? And here also I will do both so that your problem gets over. Fine. Now pay attention. See, your standard quantity sold was how much? Standard quantity sold, right? So that was, if you look at this question, standard quantity was 700, right? Okay, and actual quantity was this plus this 910, right? Standard quantity, actual quantity. Now 700 and 910. So see, 700 minus 910. What will you put here? Standard profit margin. Which profit? CC or SS? Which profit you will put? It is a standard profit margin, right? So here what you will have to do is you will have to take a weighted average of this 5 and 3. Okay. Though we have all the numbers here, but still I will take that and I'll show you the math. See, CC is going to give you CC and SS. Yeah. So this you are planning to sell 300 units. Let's put it as 3 and 4, so 7. All right. So by selling 7 units, you are supposed to get 5 each. So that is 15, and you are supposed to get what, 3 or 2? 3, I think. Yeah, 3. So that was like 12. So the total is what? 27. Right? 3 and 3, 9. I think I'm doing some calculation mistake or what? I think I'm doing something wrong. Yeah.
Per unit.
4, no, this is
Per
4
unit.
and 3. See, this is 4 and this is 3. I have written 3 and 4. That is the wrong. See, this was wrong. Okay. This was 4 and this was 3. So this is 4 into 5, 5 into 4, 20, and this is 9. So I will get 29. Now pay attention. By selling 7 units, you are going to get $29. So for 1 unit, how much? 29 by 7. Is that okay?
Okay.
So can you repeat that again?
I'm saying as per our standard, this was all standard calculation, right? You were going to sell 4 units of CC, make 5 per unit, so $20 is what you are supposed to earn from here. Fine. 3 and 3, so you are supposed to earn 9. So by that logic, it means by selling 7 units, now I am not separating CC or SS. Fine. Altogether 7 units. So by selling 7 units, you are supposed to get $29 of profit, right?
Yes.
Fine. So for 1 unit of finished goods, which finished goods I'm not focusing. For 1 unit of finished goods, you are getting this many dollars, correct?
Okay.
And again, come back here. Standard quantity of finished goods, which one I don't care, is 700, right? Actual quantity of finished goods, I don't care which one, is 910. Actual quantity of finished goods, correct?
Yes.
And the profit margin per unit, which one, I still don't care, is 29 by 7. Fine? Do the maths and get amazed. I think 870 is what we calculated, right? Yeah.
$870.
Fine.
Yes.
So, there is a reason why I have decided to do sales. I'm skipping labor, right? I'm not doing labor variances and all because it's the same maths. It is like, After a certain point, it becomes boring. It's the same thing you are doing, fine. But this was different. Are we okay with this?
Mm-hmm.
Now we will do what Irfan was saying, right? We will be doing standard quantity in standard mix, fine, minus actual quantity in standard mix, correct? And then multiply by standard profit margin, right? Fine. So see, if I put this here, standard quantity in a standard mix. So obviously this will be, no, this will be 400, right? This will be 300, okay? Minus actual quantity in a standard mix means 910 in a standard mix means 4 by 7, correct? And this will give you per unit. Because I'm talking about CC, I will have to take 5. All right, and here 910, that is actual quantity in standard mix, will be 3 by 7 multiplied by 3. So do the total and still you will get 870 favorable. So do the math, see what do you get. 970 by 7 will give you how much? 13. 130 into 4, 130 into 4 is 520, 520. So 400 minus 520, that is 120, right? 120 into 5 is 600, okay, and this is 600 adverse, right? No, favorable, right? Our standard, yeah, this is favorable.
So that will be 500.
Which one?
Just a minute, just a minute.
520, I think we'll get here, right?
Yes, 520.
Okay, and then here how much we'll get? 390.
Yes, 390.
390. So this is 300. So 300 minus 390 is 90 more. 90 into 3 is 270. This is also favorable. So if you add this, till you come to the same conclusion. Fine. So actually there is no problem in this, Irfan. All right. You use the first one or the second one. It's all the same. The choice is yours. So if you find this easy, fine, you go ahead with this. No issues.
Exam, what they'll ask? Only this yield
They will
variance.
not ask anything. They will ask sales yield variance. They will not tell you that do sales yield variance with the one formula or with the two formula. All right. Listen, either they will ask you calculate standard yield variance. Done. So you have
Oh.
both the choices. You can do this. See, you can do this or you can do this. Correct. Now they can ask you calculate standard yield variance for each product. Then you cannot do this and you will have to do this. So in both the cases, if you are good at this, whatever they ask, you just do this. They cannot tell you don't do this, otherwise I will cut marks. They can't tell you, so don't take tension. Are we fine with this?
Yes, sir. One silly question, sir. This how you got this 4 and 3 in CCNSS? I couldn't.
Okay. Here it is. See.
That 4-3.
Yeah,
No,
here
that's
it is. 400 and 300. If you want me to write the whole thing, I can write the whole thing. 4 and 3. The ratio is 4:3, right?
Okay. You took the ratio there.
We have to take the ratio only, right? Either you take 400 by 700.
No, not there. In that while calculating the per
This
unit
one?
profit.
This
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
Fine.
Yes.
Here also you take 400, 300. You will get 2900. You divide. Finally, you will end up getting this 2900 by 700. So you will end up with what? 29 by 7.
Yes.
Okay. Fine with this? Okay.
So,
Yeah. What else?
and can you just repeat this thing you told in finished good in that CL invariance, that finished good?
Which part?
The first line. You said something regarding the finished good.
This one?
We don't care. Yeah.
This one, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm saying
Finished
that
good.
again, listen, see,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
was
yeah.
the whole discussion. All right, so let's pay attention to this. What I'm saying is that we get to do fine labor. So for material, for both of these things, for variable overhead, we can get these kind of variances, right? Mix and yield. They can ask you to do mix and yield,
Hmm.
correct? So in all of these cases, when they are asking us to do mix and yield, all right, what we do is, see, in material you can have three types of material: raw material 1, 2, 3, correct? So
Hmm.
when you are talking about yield, you say that I don't care about what raw material it is, I am caring about the finished goods. So for making one finished good, how many units of raw material is required? Which raw material? Don't tell me. Fine.
Hmm.
Take the total. So when you write standard quantity minus actual quantity into standard price, you write standard quantity of finished goods, right?
Hmm.
How
Yes,
many
yes.
standard quantity is required in the finished good minus actual quantity of the finished goods. Fine, and minus standard price of the finished good, not the raw material, because see, RM1 will have a different rate, RM2 will have a different rate, RM3 will have a different rate. So which standard price you will write? Fine, this is not for 1, 2, 3, this is for all of them,
Altogether, yeah.
right? And that you can see from here. See, when we are writing standard quantity, fine, what are we doing? We are writing how much is the standard quantity, like how many units you should have produced. Fine. See, this question started from where? Here, right? See, the question started from here. What color I'm using? Red. Fine. We are starting from here. So, see, in 1 unit of finished goods, how many unit of raw material is allowed?
8 kg.
8 kg, correct? Now, you have used how many kgs? You have used how many kgs? 4400. Am I telling you that out of this
Yes.
4400, how much is X, how much is Y? No. Total
Hmm.
4400 you have used, right? So in
Hmm.
8 kg, you should have got 1 unit of finished goods. So in 4400, you should have got 550 finished goods.
Yes.
But you have got how much finished goods?
500.
So that is the math we are doing here, right? See, that is the math we are doing here. Material mix, material yield. See, this is your 550, this is your 500, and then standard price. So standard price of what? Material X or Y? Fine. We are not even doing this, that okay, this is 2 and this is 3.6, so I will say 5.6. No, for one unit, your standard price for material, see, for material is 24, right?
Hmm.
So we will take that here, 24. Is that okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So similarly, when we will have the calculation for labor, why I'm not doing labor? All right, it's because they'll tell you have skilled, unskilled, semi-skilled. So three type of labor. Hour is given at the rate, some dollar value rate is given, correct? So I will not get involved in all that. I will see that again here my formula will be what? Standard
Total
hours
on.
minus, sorry, standard quantity minus actual quantity, same. Okay, into the standard rate, means standard quantity, how many units you should have produced. I'm talking about finished goods. How
Total
many
number of
units,
hours.
whatever time you have worked, in that much time, how much of actual production should have come out. Fine. So yield is always from the finished goods point of view. Okay, like for example, see, skilled 2 hours is required, unskilled 4, and semi-skilled 4, and the rate is also, let's say, like, okay, skilled, right?
One,
Then
two, three.
10, 6, 8. Fine. So the total is going to be what? 20, 24, and 32. So you get how much?
96.
76. Fine, 76. So see, this is whole thing for 1 unit, right? So when I will write all this, for 1 unit, how many labor hours required? 10 labor hours, correct?
Yes.
And what is the price of 1 unit? 76. So when I will put this formula, all right, I will be writing like, you have actually taken, I don't know, I am not going to fill this whole thing. If you have actually taken 10,000 hours, so in 10,000 hours at the rate of 10, your standard quantity output should have been 1,000 units.
Mm.
If you
Yes.
have produced only 900 units, you are short by 100 finished goods, right?
Mm.
And the cost of one finished good is $76 from the labor point of view. So this is my yield variance,
Mm.
correct? When it comes to sales, then our mind gets blocked little bit. Why? Because here, when you are talking about yield and when you are trying to do the math, this CC is also finished good, this SS is also finished good. So you are dealing with two type of finished goods. Here, all of these things were making one finished good. Here, all of these people were combining their efforts and making one finished goods.
Mm.
And here, now you have got two finished goods, finished good 1 and finished good 2. So that is the difference. That is why we selected to do this question. Am I fine with that?
Okay.
All right. And now in this question, when you are trying to solve sales yield variance, fine, or any yield variance, you have got two options. Either you can do the one maths, one calculation, or you can do for individual elements. All right.
Yes.
Fine. In the question, they will never tell you that don't do the yield calculation for individual elements. They'll not say that. So if you are struggling with it, if you are not getting this clarity, which I am trying to you guys to have, if you are not getting there and you are okay with this method here, then no problem. You can easily go ahead with this, because either they will ask you to do this or they will simply ask you the total answer. In both the cases, you can use this method. Fine.
Yes.
So this was the sales variance that I wanted to discuss, which we have done here successfully. So see, fine. Now, okay, yeah, the next thing. Are we fine with all this? Okay, 870 is here. We have got this one. Now this chapter is over, and the next chapter is yield and like planning and operational variance, right? Okay. So let's start from here. Planning and operational. Planning and operational variance. So here now, what is the story going on in this segment? Check. Fine. See, first we will make the standard cost card, remember? Okay. And then from the standard cost card, we'll make the fixed budget. Correct. Then we will get the actual figures. Correct. Now we cannot compare fixed and budget because the actual numbers will be different. So we'll make a flexed budget, right? And we'll start comparing flexed with actual. This is what we used to do. Are we fine till here?
Yes.
And in all of this, whatever, like for example, like raw material, all right? So here 1000 kg at the rate of 5, so 5000 was supposed to be used, all right? And here raw material actual usage was like 2000 units, 2000 kg at the rate of, let's say, 8. Fine, this is 16,000. Too much of variance, right? Okay, too much of variance. We are not considered, like if this is happening, the entire problem is being shifted on the operational guys. Means the marketing manager has done some mistake, the operational manager, the supervisor has done some mistake, correct? We are not even ready to understand this, that no, there can be a problem in our planning also. Here, like we were saying that 10 kg is required at the rate of 5, so 50 is the cost for 1 unit. Okay, 50 is the cost for 1 unit. Fine. Now maybe this 10 kg is wrong, correct? So if this
Yes.
10 kg is wrong, this one, like this is what 1000, yeah. So this 1000 kg is wrong calculation, correct? Maybe like you are still living in some stone age from where you get this $5. Now because of inflation, the rate actually in the market has increased, but you are not like considering that, correct? You still want the rate to be 5 only, and that is why there is a huge difference which we can see, correct? See, the point is
Yes.
accountant's mistake, fine, or the operational manager's mistake. Do you understand this? Accountant's mistake or the operational manager's mistake? Whose mistake is this? Because you need to find out, differentiate, segregate, and see whose mistake it was. Do you understand this?
Yes.
Otherwise, the entire, like the effort will be lost in vain, because you will not be able to find the real culprits, correct? And like if this is impossible, you cannot do the production in 10 kg, and if you have set that as a standard and your managers were unable to achieve that, it is not the manager's mistake, it is your mistake, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So how to find this out? Fine. So for these, we calculate planning variances. See, planning variances means there was a mistake in the planning. This was your planning, right? There is a mistake there. And this is operational. So see, till date, whatever we were calculating, all the variances that we were calculating, all of them were operational variances. All of them were operational variances. Do you understand?
Okay.
Fine. Because till now, whatever we have discussed and done, we were expecting that this is 100% correct. No doubt in that. Okay. And actually see how this works in real life. The accountants will never say that we made a mistake. Fine. They will always tell you or tell the management that we got wrong information. Sorry, what can we do? Fine. So they will never take the blame on their head, because who did this? The accountants. Who is doing the variance analysis? The accountants, right? Who will
Yes.
calculate material yield variance, this variance, that variance? The accounts
Accountant.
team only. Fine.
Yes.
So how will they say that we were an idiot and we did this kind of maths? Fine. So they will come up with this kind of a brilliant logic that they will say that we got wrong information, because of which the standards that we did, which we presented, were not realistic, and hence here we need to make a revised budget. Okay. So whatever revision they have done, like for example, they agreed that no, at least 25 kg was supposed to be required. All right. And the price now in the market has increased. It should have been $7. Fine. So looking at these numbers, 1000 units were actually, sorry, 100 units were produced. That is why we got all these numbers, right? See, 100 into 10, we got 1000, correct? Correct. But since this, like, now it has changed. So for 100 units, as per the revised budget, how many units is allowed? 100 into 25, 2500 kgs are allowed. At the rate of what? At the rate of 7, not 5, right? So now it is how much? 25 into 7. What do you get? 175. 17,500, right? So see, first of all, this is what was supposed to be allowed. Fine. So the manager, the operational manager has done a good job from that angle, right? And the main problem is with the accountants. We are in a negative balance because of this department, management accounting department. Okay, I'll show you the formula and everything. Do you understand till here? Now, see, initially I was talking to you guys that why can't we compare fixed budget with actual? Okay, because maybe our fixed budget was for 150 units, correct? So I cannot take this number and compare it with 16,000. Fine. So what we do? We make a flexed budget. Fine. So now let's call it original budget. Fine. So this is our original budget because it is based on the original budgeted numbers, right? And this is revised budget because this budget is depending on the revised numbers. Fine. And now we'll compare. So now we will get three things to compare. And this is important. See, you will get the original budget, okay, where you will get the standard quantity, standard price, okay. Then you will have the revised budgets. Fine. Can we do the maths with this? Okay, I have taken all the numbers. So let's solve this. Fine. Good. Hello.
Yes.
Yes. So let's solve this and let's see what are we getting. Fine. So we will be doing material price and material usage variance. Okay. So see, this is revised budget. Okay. And then this is the actual figure. So in the revised budget, you will get revised standard quantity and revised standard price. And in the actual, you will get actual quantity and actual price. Fine. Now, when you are doing operational variances, sorry, planning, when you are doing planning variance, all right, you can see only the original budget and the revised budget. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Planning variance has got nothing to do with the actual figures. Okay. And similarly, the operational budget has got nothing to do with the original budget then, because the original budget is scrapped, right?
Mhm.
So our operational variances, for operational variances, we will get the numbers from here. Fine. So now you guys are going to tell me the formula for material price variance. Tell me the formula for material price variance. What is the formula?
Standard price minus actual price
Okay.
into actual quantity.
Actual quantity. Done. Now I want you to calculate two things here. Material price. Fine. So remember, price is there. Material price, planning variance. Okay. And here we have material price, operational variance. Okay. So this is operational, this is planning. Fine. You have to write the same formula again. Fine. You have to write the same formula, SP minus AP into actual quantity. Fine. Now What are you trying to compare here? Price. Fine. And what are you trying to find? Planning. So when you are talking about planning, okay, can you see the actual price? That is out of scope, right?
Yes.
So you are comparing what? Standard price with revised standard price, right? So the same formula I will copy from here, but I will write SP because see, generally if I have to write only this formula, if I have to write only material price planning variance, how I write it? First I write material price variance. So I write SP minus AP into actual quantity. Done. Okay. And then I see, okay, planning, right? So if I am planning, I have no access to the actual price. Fine. So I will change that with revised standard price. Fine. Everything else will remain same. Similarly, material price operational. So material price is standard price minus actual price. Fine. Whole thing multiplied by actual quantity. Now I will see, okay, they want operational. So if they want operational, I have no access to the opening original budget, right? Now here I have to compare with the revised one. So revised is standard price minus actual price. Are we fine with that? Now,
So then we have contacted actual quantity.
what?
Okay.
No,
Okay.
no,
Okay. Then,
what are you saying?
no, my question is then actual quantity we take into consideration.
No, we don't. We don't. What, when you are
The
calculating price,
formula.
no, no, listen, when you are doing price variance, all right? When you are doing price variance, what are you comparing? This. This is
Yes.
just to support your calculation, right?
Hmm.
So please don't
Okay.
get emotional with what is outside the bracket. It is already outside the bracket. It is not getting any respect. Why are you respecting it so much?
Okay.
Fine. So the main fight is what is inside the bracket. You are comparing that only, right?
Hmm.
Fine.
Yes.
So similarly, when we are doing material usage variance, now I want you guys to give me the formula first. Usage variance, what will be the formula?
Standard quantity minus actual quantity into standard price.
Okay. So when I will distribute it into two parts, material usage planning variance. So planning will talk about what? The original budget and the revised budget. So now tell me the formula.
Uh, standard price, standard quantity minus revised actual price. Okay, to standard price.
Try to use the names and the definition. See, material usage means quantity. Material usage operational, fine. So means you cannot see the original budget. You have revised and actual. So now what is the formula?
Uh, revised standard.
See, I mean, again, listen and understand. How do I
So
write
you're
that
writing
formula?
Arabic?
I don't know Arabic. I'm writing some Urdu stuff without any, some magical stuff which no one can read.
Code I wrote, I could read, I could know, I know how to read or to code something.
See, I wrote this, but without this, I think
Tum,
you will not be able to write, right?
tum.
तुमको देखा तो ये ख्याल आया. Okay, anyways, fine. So what I was saying is material usage, operational variance. So first thing, usage means, standard quantity minus actual quantity into standard price. Done. Okay,
Yes.
operational means you have no access to standard quantity. That is why I did this discussion with you guys.
Yes.
Let me make this into some magical stuff which can be highlighted separately. Yeah, that is why I did this discussion, right? For operational variances, okay, for operational variance, you can't take numbers from here. You can't take SQ and SP, right? For planning variances, you can't take AQ and AP. So you have to replace them with what? With RSQ, RSP. Simple.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, maybe not that simple, but this is how it is. Fine. So let's go back here. Let's go back here and see. So now what do we have here? Instead of, since we are talking about operational, we have no access to this. So instead of this, we'll be writing RSQ. Are we okay with this?
Okay.
Okay, now let's do the whole thing. Fine. So these are the two things which I want to fill in the blanks. Okay, with red. So material price variance, not operational and planning. I'm just talking about material price variance. Fine. So standard price. What was the standard price? Fine. We'll take the flex budget. So standard price was 5. Actual price is 8. Fine. So here 5 minus 8. Fine. Multiplied by actual quantity. I think 2000. Yeah, 2000. So actual quantity is 2000. What do you get here? How much adverse? 3 into 2, 6000 adverse, correct? Fine.
Yes.
Yes.
So we are already at a problem of 6000, right? Now the big price, right? So the purchase department like the purchase manager was supposed to get bashed for this, but then this information came up. See, standard price is 5 minus revised standard price. They said no, 8 was wrong. It should be 7. Fine. So okay, 7 into into 2000. What do you get here? Fine. Revise the standard price. How much adverse? 2 into 2, 4000 adverse. Fine. Okay. And here revise the standard price was 7, but actual was 8. Fine. So multiplied by 2000 again. This gives you 2000 adverse. So we were going to blame the marketing department guy for 6000 of loss, but actually he deserved to be blamed for only 2000. We have lost $2000 because of his mistake. Fine. We have lost $4000 as per our budget. We have lost 4000. That was an accountant's mistake, right? Because here it should have been 7. He by mistake gave us 5. Are we fine with that?
Mhm.
Fine. Similarly, since I have done all the numbers, I remember some of them. Standard quantity was 1000, right? Original 1000. Fine. And actual quantity was 2000. And the standard price was supposed to be 5. So here we have lost how much? 5000, right? Yeah, adverse. Correct. Now,
Mhm.
like the operational managers were supposed to get killed for this. 1000 units they have used extra, but then planning variance guys said there is some change. And what was the change? Standard quantity was said to be 1000, but they revised the standards and they said that no, it should have been 2500. Fine. So here they are saying that as per the revision, it should be 2500. Okay, and the standard price was 5, right? So this will give you how much adverse? 1500, right, into 5. So 7500 adverse. All right. Whereas if you put that 2500 over here, they have done the work in 2000 units only, right? Into 5. So they have saved what? 2500 they have saved for you, favorable. So you were about to shout at the supervisor that you have done a bad work, right? But after finding out the accountant's mistake, now you realize that these guys have saved 2500 for you. Correct?
Sir,
Yeah.
like how you told in last class verbally about this definition. So can you say just for this usage planning variance with definition, like
See,
change in
usage planning variance is nothing but, see, how much of difference in the quantity fine has happened, right? How many more or less units, how much of difference has happened in the quantity of raw material which you have consumed, okay, because of accountant's mistake, that is planning variance, because of supervisor's mistake, that is operational variance, right? Planning means while doing the planning, you have taken the wrong number. Fine. You thought that only 10 kg is enough, but then you realize no, 25 kg. Are you okay with that? Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So actually, see now here, if we add up the whole thing, it will look something like this. Material price planning variance. Okay. Material price operational variance. So planning price variance was 4000 adverse and this was 2000 adverse, correct? So if I add all this, I will get material price variance which was 6000 adverse. Done? Okay. Then material usage planning variance. Okay. Material usage planning variance 7500 adverse. All right. Material usage operational variance, that was 2500 favorable, correct? So if I add all this, I will get 5000 adverse, right? And now if I add all of this, what do I get? I get 11,000 adverse, that is material cost variance. Do you remember? At the top, material cost variance, the total variance is 11. And again, go back here, 11, right? See, this is 5 and this is 16. What is the variance? Correct?
Yes.
Still you are comparing the flexed budget. Still you are comparing the flexed budget with the actual. You know why? Because for material, labor and variable overheads, right? You will be using the flexed and the actual, correct? Fine. And when it comes to fixed overhead and sales, then you will take numbers from here, because after all of this, still you don't have to compare the profit from here to the actual profit or the profit from here to the actual profit. No, you still have to compare the fixed budget profit to this, because at the beginning of the period you have said, boss, don't worry, this month we'll make this much of profit, right? So you have to finally compare this with this. Do you understand?
Okay.
Don't think that because of all these extra stuff has happened in between, now we don't need to do this comparison. You remember that operating statement, right? Budgeted profit, that is the beginning. Okay, from there you will start doing your calculation. So last time, if we are correct, okay, I think we did that on Excel, right? If we did all that calculation on Excel, right? Let me see, where do I have that Excel? F5 is standard costing. Fine. So you remember this chart over here, right? As per absorption costing, correct? So still we have to do the same thing. The only difference that will happen here is that when you will write material price variance, fine. In the next tab, you will write material price planning, material price operational. Okay. And then you will add them and you will make the total material price variance the way I have done it here. The last line, it will be done like this. Now see, earlier what was happening, you are writing one line, material price variance, and you are done, correct? Now you will have to show the bifurcation, how much of that profit is because of planning and how much of that profit is because of operational, so that the real culprits can be found. Are we fine with this?
Yes.
How much of change in profit because
Because
of
of accounting
planning
errors.
around accounting and planning
Yeah, fine.
operation?
So let's do one thing now. Yeah, take 2 minutes, go through this question. You have the book with you, right?
Page numbers?
This question, fine. Okay, 2 minutes and we'll start. All right. So it says a company original budget, produce the original and the revised, allowing for controllable factors in a suitable format. All right. And then, okay. So original budget, revised budget. So where is the variance? Mhm. Okay, I think in this question we don't have to calculate the variance, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you guys are here only, right? Thought everybody took a 2 minutes break. In this
Yeah.
question, I don't think we have to calculate the variance, correct? See, it's all about the budget,
Mhm.
right? So, I mean, we'll do that later because currently what I want to show you is about the variances, right? Okay, market size and market share. We'll talk about this later. Sales price. Okay, here it is. Planning and operational variances for material. Okay. Now, example 1 I'm skipping because in example 1, product X has a standard direct material cost. This is given due to disruption of supply. I think they have changed only one thing here. Fine. Like price and quantity both, they haven't changed. Material price planning, material price operational. Fine. And for usage, there is no change. For usage, see, there is only operational. We don't have planning. Fine. So I want to do a better question than this where we have both.
Mm.
Okay. I think here we'll get something like that. Fine. Calculate the labor planning and operational variance. Labor planning and operational variances. So they are not saying labor rate variance or quantity volume variance. Fine. So let's see. A company makes a single product at the beginning of the budget year. The standard labor cost was established at 8 per unit, and each unit should take zero point 0.5 hours to make. Fine. So the standard cost card was something like this. In the standard cost, labor, fine, is like this: zero point 0.5 hours at the rate of 8 per unit, right? So at the rate of $16, so for one unit, the expected cost is $8. Are we fine with this? That was the standard cost card. Are we fine with this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, please
Oh,
keep on doing yes, no, right, wrong, whatever. However, during the year, the standard labor cost was revised. Fine. A new quality control procedure was introduced to the production process, adding 20% to the expected time to complete a unit. So 20% more time it will take. Fine. So 20% more time means how many hours it will take now
1.2 into
into
0.5.
0.5. That will give you 6.6. Okay. So now the thing is that we are expecting that this will be 0.6 hours. This is our like revised version. I'm just writing it here so that later on I don't forget. And then in addition, due to severe financial difficulty facing the company, the workforce reluctantly agreed to reduce the rate for 15 hours, $15 per hour. So see, this also changed from 16 to 15, correct? I need these two things. I don't need to multiply this. Are we fine with these two things? Okay. Now, fixed budget. Obviously, they don't inform. They don't give us fixed budget, right? For material labor because it is not required also. So fixed budget,
Yes.
like what was the original units we wanted to produce, they don't generally give us, right? in the first month after revision of the cost, budgeted production was this unit, but only this many units were actually produced. So fine, budgeted is also given 15,000 units, which I don't want to calculate here. Fine, because we are not going to need that. Fine. Then I need two more spaces here, and then the actual. So actual, what happened? You have produced 14,000 units, okay? And this has taken you 8,700 hours. So for labor, 8,700 hours at the rate of, we don't know, 130, 500. 130, 500 is the cost. So the rate will be 1305 by 87. Okay? That will be the rate. Are we fine till here?
Yes.
So now the flexed budget will be how much? So for 14,000 units, what is our original calculation that is flexed, because this is original budget now. Fine. Then I'll make the revised. Fine.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
14,000 into 0.5 means for labor, as per our original budget, I was supposed to use 7,000 hours. All right. And at the rate of 16, it would have become how much? 7,000
Yeah.
into 16.
That is 112,000.
112,000 is what I should have got, correct? Now, as per the revised standards for 14,000, how much should I get? So,
That
14,000
will
into
be
0.6, what do you get?
840 hours.
8,040
No, no,
or
no. No, no,
8040?
sir. 0.6 into
14,000.
8,400 hours.
Okay. So 8,400 hours at the rate of now 15,
15.
right? So how
Yeah.
much?
So 126,000.
126,000, correct?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So see, like what kind of calculation you want from me, because see the final answer is going to be the difference between these two, correct? Flexed and actual, right? Because that is what we used to get normally, right?
Yes.
Okay, flexed and actual. So again, no problem. I mean, I'll do it in the old way. Labor rate variance. Fine, rate variance. So what is going to be the formula? Standard rate minus actual rate multiplied by actual hours. Fine. Okay. So now here my first calculation, I'll not do that maths here. I will directly start with, or we can do the calculation here also, right? Fine. So standard rate. First, I'm like ignoring all that difference. So I'll be comparing this with this, the original way we used to do, right? So standard rate is 16. Actual rate is 13. Like, do you get any exact number here, or it is some round figure? I mean,
Wait.
irrational. 1305 divided by 87. What do you get?
So 15.
Exact.
Yes.
Great. So fine. Actual rate is 15. Fine. Multiplied by actual hours. So actual hours is 8,700. Fine. What do you get?
That's 8,700.
8,700. What? Favorable? Favorable, right? Actual
Yes.
less than a standard. Now, labor rate, okay, planning. So when I'm going to talk about planning, fine, I cannot see actual, right? Planning means from this to this, correct?
Uh,
Yes.
So the standard rate minus revised standard rate multiplied by actual hours. Fine. So here you will get standard rate as 16 minus revised standard is 15. All right. Into actual rate is 8,700. If you will do the maths, you will get 8,700 favorable.
Yes.
Fine. You will get 8,700 favorable, and that automatically means that labor rate operational variance is going to be 0, right? Right? Because
Yes.
again, I'm looking at this formula now. So like for operational, that means I'm going to compare revised and actual. I cannot see this one, right? So here I will be writing revised standard rate minus actual rate into actual hours. Okay. So this is 15 minus 15, 0, multiplied by 8,700 is 0. So the total is 8,700. Okay. Fine with this? Then we have
Yes.
labor. Then we have labor usage variance, efficiency, right? Labor efficiency variance. The formula standard hours minus actual hours into standard rate, correct? So standard hours will get from the original budget is standard hours 7,000, actual hours 8,700, right? So 7,000 minus 8,700 multiplied by standard rate. So the standard rate was originally 16, right? Yeah, 16. Okay. So what do you get? 17 into 16. What do you get?
Um,
272.
How much?
Sir, 17 into 16, right?
Yeah.
272.
So 272 and two zeros. So 27,200 adverse. Okay. Now let's calculate labor efficiency planning. Okay, variance planning. So planning means we cannot see actual, right? So standard hours minus revised standard hours, okay, into standard rate. So standard hours 7,000 minus revised standard hours was 8,400, correct? Okay, 8,400 is 8,400, okay?
mm,
Ya Allah,
yes.
you guys are alive, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. I thought to send some ambulance at your house to rescue from
Rescue
problem.
operation.
Yeah. All right. So what do we get? 1,400 into 16. How much?
1400 into 16.
Hmm.
224.
22,400.
22,400 adverse. And labor efficiency operational variance, because here you can see that the total variance was 27,000, which was going to be blamed on the supervisor, right?
Yes.
Fine. But then when we did this, we realized that out of that 22, 27, 22 is because of our planning mistake. Okay. Now, when you are doing operational variance, again go back here and see. In the operational variance, you are comparing revised with the actual. So you don't have the fixed budget, right? So now here you will have revised standard hours minus actual hours into standard rate. Now see, what I like about this way of doing the calculation is that still you don't have to memorize all this. Just imagine if I ask you guys to memorize all of this formula. Okay. So like you should appreciate this fact. Actual hours is 8,700. Standard rate is 16. So 300 into 16 will give you what? 4,800. Is that what you are getting?
Yeah.
Fine. So now, if you compare these two things, 27,200 adverse and 8,700 favorable, what do you get? If you compare this with this, what do you get? How much adverse?
That is 8,700. So 35,900.
35. You are adding.
Oh, sorry. Oh, it's favorable.
Yeah.
I saw it's 18,500 it was.
18,500 adverse, right? And now compare these two things. Check your answer is correct or not. 130,500 minus 112.
Mm.
Okay.
So can you go little down? Hold down until end. Okay. So basically, it means 4,800 um,
Was the
um,
operational mistake.
mistake.
That was the supervisor's problem. You can, like, ask him and say why you took 300 extra hours.
Mm.
Fine. As per the revised standards, you have taken more, no problem. Fine. Because see, originally we were asking them to finish the work in only 800 hours, sorry, 7,000 hours, right? See, here
Mm.
we wanted them to finish the work in 7,000 hours. But then we realized no, no, and they were doing in 8,700. So you would
Mm.
have got furious, right? 1,700 hours extra you have
Different.
taken. But then we
Yes.
realized that no, no, there was a change in the budget, and, like, 8,400 is okay. But since they have taken 8,700, okay, they have taken 300 hours only extra. Okay.
Mm. Okay.
Are we fine with this planning and operational? Because again, those people who are trying to memorize the formula, it's a big deal and it's a big problem for them. Fine. But I don't think it is any kind of problem for us, right? All you have to keep in mind is this. See this part, that boxed part. Original budget, revised budget, actual budget. So when you are doing when you are doing planning variance, you are comparing original budget with the revised budget. You are not comparing original with actual. When you are doing operational variance, you are comparing revised with actual, not the original with actual. So that is what you need to understand, and then the rest of the things will be easy for you. Are we fine with this?
Yes. Yes.
So we are done with this.
Mm-hmm.
Now I will ask you guys as usual two things to memorize, and this is beyond me. I cannot give you any shortcut for this. Sorry for that. Okay. Now see, when we do the same thing with sales, okay. So see, with sales variance, we have two things. Fine. Sales price variance and sales volume profit variance. Remember, you can have sales price planning variance and you can have sales price operational variance. Similarly, you can have sales volume planning variance, right? And sales volume operational variance. You can have this, right? But see, the only thing, and like, the formula is also not that difficult. Sales volume profit variance, what was the formula here? The formula was standard quantity minus actual quantity into standard profit margin, right?
Yes.
Right? So sales volume planning variance. When you are doing planning, you can't do actual quantity. So here you will use revised standard quantity. That's it. Standard quantity minus revised standard quantity into standard profit margin. Same formula. And when you are doing operational, you cannot do standard quantity. So you will be doing revised standard quantity minus actual into standard profit margin. This is not difficult, right? The difficult part is this. See, when the sales budget is revised, a sales volume operational variance may be reported. Sales volume operational for which, okay, sales volume operational variance. Now, this sales volume operational variance is known as market share variance. Operational sales volume operational. So basically, see, this is known as market share variance. Market share variance. Okay, whereas this is known as market size variance. Fine. See, a sales volume planning variance. Sales volume planning variance is market size variance. So sales volume planning variance is market size variance. Sales volume operational is market share variance. So there is only difference of size and share. Fine. Size is being matched with planning. I don't know why and how. Please memorize this. Fine. And share means the volume. Sorry, the operational part. Fine. Now the problem is that they may ask you to calculate market share variance, which is not a difficult thing, right? But you, like, the problem with me also is that I cannot connect this planning with this or this. Like, the match the following is the problem for me. Okay. We haven't memorized anything yet, right? We have memorized only two things. Outside the bracket, always actual volume. Volume will be actual, and outside the bracket, if it is rate, it will always be the standard rate. Fine. This is what we have memorized till now, and then we can make all the formulas ourselves. I am asking you to memorize this part also, that market size variance is planning and share variance is operational. If I was a student like you, I would have just memorized this and gone into the exam. Fine. I don't have
Yes.
to memorize because, like, I don't have to sit for the exam. So there is no point memorizing, but you guys should. Fine. Because if they ask calculate market size variance, you may be in trouble that now, okay, how to do this? Fine. And the biggest problem is because, see, now you can understand, for price variance, there is no harassment. The names are clear. Sales price planning variance. So sales price and planning. Fine. Sales price operational. So that, fine, they're talking about sales price and operational. So revised price and the actual price has to be compared. Correct? But when they say, because if they will ask you to calculate volume, sales volume planning variance, you can do that easily, right? But when they say market size, you have to understand that they are talking about planning. What, like, till where I have figured this out, that if they are saying market size or market share, it is something to do with sales volume variance. Fine. Now under sales volume, there are two, operational and planning. And here also we have got two, market size and market share. So which one matches with which one? Fine. Or if you read it like maybe 2-3 thousand times, these things, and you can come up with some kind of logic. I tried, but I don't find any logic here. I don't find that this is a very good explanation of this. Okay. So, like, please do the reading and, like, try to solve it as per that. The rest of the things that you see here is all simple and easy stuff. Okay, only the names which they have used is little bit weird. If they would have used only sales volume planning variance and sales volume operational variance, so we have got no issues. Sales volume operational. So volume means what? Volume means standard quantity minus actual quantity multiplied by standard price, standard profit margin. All right. Okay. Operational they want. So operational means we can't have a standard quantity. So fine. Revise the standard quantity minus actual quantity into standard price, standard profit margin. Done. Fine. So that was easy. From the name, I can write the formula. But if they say market share variance and I cannot connect that, okay, market share is nothing but volume operational, sales volume operational. If I cannot connect that, then I will not be able to write the formula, right? So this is what I am asking you guys to, like, to just memorize this part. Fine. And that is it. We are at the end of this also. Okay, there was this question. Okay, see, planning and operational variances for sales price. So for price, it is going to be easy for price, correct? Because for volume, we have all that market share and size. For price, it is going to be simple. And again, here also, I will do the same analysis. Fixed budgeted to sell 10,000 units of a new product. Fine. The budgeted sales price was 10 per unit and variable cost 3. So they have given you these informations. Find the standard cost card. So there it is mentioned that your cost fine was 3, variable cost is 3, and they have given variable cost means we are in the marginal costing system. So we are going to take contribution. Sales price was 10, variable cost 3 means contribution per unit 7. Done. Now as per the original budget fixed, like the fixed one at the beginning, you are planning to sell 10,000 units, right? So as per that 10,000, your sales value should have been how much? 100,000. Okay, fine. So again, then we had the flexed, actually what has happened, right? And then the revised and then the actual. Okay, so actual. Now let's see. Actual sales 12,000. So we were able to sell 12,000 units. So selling price should have been something. How much? Variable cost 30,000 and variable cost was sales was 30. Actually fine. So this is 30. We don't need this amount. We are going to calculate sales price. But sales revenue was 5 per unit. Fine. Sales revenue was 5 per unit means 12,000 into 5, 60,000 is what you were able to recover. All right. So here you have got actual contribution 30,000 only. Fine. With the benefit of hindsight, now we can see and it is realized that 10 was hopelessly optimistic. Now we are realizing that this was too much, 10, right? And a price of 4.5 would have been more realistic. So a price of 4.5 would have been more realistic. Fine. So for 12,000 units, the sales, the sales amount should have been 12 into 10, 120, right? But then they are saying that no, this is the revised. They are saying no, now we realize that the original price should have been 4.5. So if this would have been 4.5, now your sales would have been how much? 12,000 into 4.5. How much is that? 48 and 6, 54. Do the maths and see, are you getting 54? You should get 54. Now,
12,000.
sales price variance. Because they haven't asked us to calculate volume, right? So let's do price variance. selling price minus actual price multiplied by sales price variance, right? So price multiplied by the actual quantity. Okay. So the standard price originally was 10. So we'll take 10 minus the actual price is 5. Fine. Multiplied by actual quantity 12,000. Fine. So how much do you get? 60,000 adverse, right? Then you will distribute this into two parts. Let's put this
Yes.
like this. Sales price planning variance and sales price operational variance. Planning variance, right? Planning means you can't see actual, right? So here it will be selling price minus revised selling price, okay, into actual quantity. And here it will be operational means you cannot say the original, right? Operational, so you cannot say the original. So here this will become revised is selling price minus the actual price into actual quantity. So let's break this down. Standard price was 10 minus revised is 4.5 multiplied by the actual quantity which was 12,000. So how much do you get? 12,000 into 5.5. How much do you get?
1,000 into 5.5.
12 into 5.5.
66,000.
60 and 6, 66. I think you will get
66,000.
66,000 adverse, right? And here revised selling price was 4.5, but you sold at 5. Good job, right? Into 12,000. So here you will get 6,000 favorable.
Yes.
And I think this is good, right? 66 adverse and 6 favorable will give you 60 adverse.
Yes.
Are we fine with that? So sales price variance, no problem. We got all the numbers, all the figures, right? So fine. Operational selling price variance 6,000 favorable. Sales price planning variance 66,000 adverse. Are we fine with all this?
Yes.
And then this material and all we have already discussed. There is nothing new in this, right? There is nothing new. There is nothing to worry about. We have already done and discussed these things. The only thing, like the only difficult thing for me in this one was memorizing this size and share. Okay, because there is no logic behind it. I mean, I couldn't put any logic, and in the book also, the way they have explained, see if you can read and if you can find something. Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
So this is it for today. And we are done with this. Now next class is on, today is what? Sunday, right?
Yes.
Next class is on?
Tuesday.
So fine, Tuesday. Hopefully Tuesday will be over with it to a great extent. And I think Tuesday and Saturday, we can finish this now in 2 classes.